Hey guys, Still here and welcome back to some more Nikke. Alright, can we get a SSR? No, we cannot. Can't even get a SR. Alright, fine. I can't believe I've put it off for this long, but a lone survivor. It is time to go and enjoy Tubbs' event. In a dark room, temperatures up on the surface have plummeted, especially in the northernmost regions where the Unlimited Squad is stationed. With winter temperatures reaching staggering lows of negative 65 degrees. The conditions in these areas are so frigid that if you throw hot water into the air, it will evaporate and proceed to freeze instantaneously. To survive in an environment like that, you must never forget the 4 things that I'm about to tell you. Water, food, fire, and shelter. In cold environments, constant movement is imperative. The moment you stop, your body will begin to seize up and items will freeze. As you can see here, my gun is stuck to my hand. If I were to encounter a raptor in this situation, our squad would be wiped out before we even knew what would hit us. In order to extricate the gun from my hand, what you want to do is... how to get a... I don't want to say it. Is she gonna say it? Yep, that's what I thought. Look. I've seen on Reddit people mentioning urine when talking about her, and I see why. Survival is to the fittest. Alright, yep. Use warm urine. Oh god. You're lost and adrift in a snowy plain and you're low on water. Surely you could simply take a few handfuls of snow and use them to hydrate. One might mistakenly think it's that easy. But if you were to make this mistake, the inside of your mouth would hurt. It also won't help with maintaining your body temperature. So what should you do? No, don't. Take the snow and pack it into a bottle and warming it up with your body's thermal heat before drinking it. Thank God she didn't say drink urine. That's going a bit too far, right? Tubb turns off the TV. Well, that should do it. This is the 10th time I've watched this recording. I've read all the survival books back to front as well. At this point, I should be beyond prepared to participate in a rescue operation. Still, maybe I should do a final check just in case. Tubb looks at herself in the mirror. What about grasshoppers? They're an excellent source of protein. Can't forget about grubs either. You've just got to be sure to remove the heads before eating them. Reindeer hide can be stretched over wooden boards and made into a makeshift sled. Then you've got moss. After squeezing out the moisture, you can use it as a cushion. Okay, perfect. I can't possibly be any more prepared than I already am. I've got all the knowledge I could possibly need right up here. All that's left to do is put it into practice. But then what if I come off as too much of a tryhard to the others? It might be better if I try and maintain some modesty throughout this process. Sometime later in the northern base. My queen, Rabbit's here. Long time no see. Hello, servant. I've been waiting for you. Alice and Nikke went to call on you quite some time ago. You came later than I expected. Did something happen on your way here? We had been to wait forever and a day for the polar bears to fall asleep. It could be because it's winter.
But we were spoiled for choice when it came to ice caves. We figured there might be a polar bear inside one of them, so we burrowed our way in. We didn't find anything, so I ended up falling asleep hugging Burly Bear.
Well, as long as no one was hurt, I suppose it's fine. Sorry to make you come out all this way, servants. Come here and sit by the fire. I sit by the stove and thaw off my frozen hands and feet. What's the mission this time? Did you not receive instructions from the Ark? All they told me was that I'd find out once I got to the north. I see. Then I'll try to explain it quickly. Some time ago, we received an extraction request from the Ark. A detachment of mass-produced Nikkes was sent out to conduct a search. It's now been 28 days since they went MIA. Despite the extremely low concentration of alpha particles in the north, we've been unable to establish contact with them and haven't received any reports. The last known coordinates place them near the mountains in the north, and just near Glitter Mountain, which is 3,000 meters of elevation. It was there that their signal was cut off.
Glitter Mountain. That's not good. Even I try to avoid that place if at all possible.
What's so bad about that place?
It's super duper dangerous.
It's an incredibly hostile environment up there, and it's swarming with raptures. If you falter there for even a second, you're likely to freeze to death. And it only gets worse the higher you go. Nikkes are more resistant to the cold than humans, but if they're exposed to extreme conditions for prolonged periods of time, their bodies and minds will be pushed to their limits. If they exist in that state for too long, they'll have a mental breakdown, and most likely a mind switch. Correct. That's where you come in. I believe in your ability to look after your mental well-being, and there may be certain situations that dictate that you make a judgment call. Understood.
But are we even sure if a human can withstand the cold up there?
I shared the same concern. That's why I was considering assigning the newbie as an additional support. Sorry, who? Her name is Tove, a Nikke produced by Missiles. She's been assigned to this area because she is an avid survivalist. She's somewhat eccentric, but I'm sure she'll be of help when it comes to your safety. Where's Tove now? If I were to guess, I would say she's probably pacing nervously in the hallway just outside that door. If you went out and greeted her, I'm sure she'd be thrilled. Okay. Northern base outside the reception room. Yep, there she is. Are you Tove?
Yes. I'm a survival expert who will be exploring the wilderness with you starting today. I'm looking forward to it.
As the survival expert, what exactly does that entail?
Well, as you already know, in the harsh conditions of the north, even a simple jaunt outdoors can become a life-or-death struggle of man versus nature. To be asked to carry out a mission in this kind of environment is no small feat. However, there's no need to fear. I'm both a member of the Unlimited Squad and a survival expert. So as long as you stick close to me, you won't have to worry about being unfamiliar with this place. I'll ensure your safety, guaranteed.
Sounds good. I decided not to mention that I've already partaken in several missions up north. Yeah, we don't need to dampen our spirits.
Good. Then should we start preparing to ascend those snowy mountain peaks?
I want to ascend some peaks right now, but it definitely ain't the snowy mountains.
You'll need more than just a few extra layers. You'll need thermal gear, gloves, hats, wool socks, and goggles to protect your eyes. All of these are indispensable. I'll bring those out of storage for you. All my prep is already done. But then again, I barely had to do anything to begin with. That's because 90% of the equipment I need is out there in nature, waiting for me.
What do you mean?
Well, you'll find out when we head out. You're gonna love it.
Sometime later in a snowfield up north.
My goodness. Would you look at all that snow? I bet if I rolled around in it long enough, I'd end up becoming a snowman.
The rescue operation is of paramount importance, so please refrain from such activities.
Fine.
I mean, if you did become a snowman, you might melt, and we can't have that.
Huh?
Alice, who was getting ready to dive headfirst into the snow, quickly falls back into position.
There's definitely heavier snowfall than usual. With all this snow, it would be perfect to dig a nice little cave to sleep in.
You're not really thinking of sleeping here, are you?
As much as I'd like to, no. I know that I can't, at least not now. First things first, we need to find those Nikkes, and then you and I can cozy up in our den and hibernate.
Oh my.
Until then, you and I will just have to wait.
Okay. Neve just strides forward with palpable frivolity.
You all seem so relaxed. Of course, it's not like I'm nervous or anything. I mean, sure, this is my first mission. And we may end up being too late with our rescue efforts.
Don't worry. It's understandable to have such reservations. There's not one among us who hasn't gone through the same self-doubt. But you've said it yourself countless times before. In extreme situations, strong mental fortitude is what will help you survive. We don't want to drag our feet, and it's good to show initiative. But these rescue missions can last anywhere from a few days to an entire month. If we spent that entire time being high-strung, it might cloud our judgment when we need it the most, which would jeopardize the mission.
Don't be ridiculous. I haven't had a negative thought cross my mind once this entire time.
Glad to hear it. If that's the case, keep it up. That is so totally her lying face, isn't it? Ludmila proceeds along the path, moving ahead of Neve and Alice.
You know it. Do you trust me, survivalist?
Why do you ask?
I think Ludmila is a bit nervous since it's my first time on a proper mission. Considering that you're entrusting me with your life, I just want to make sure that you realize how thoroughly prepared I am. Achoo!
Are you okay?
Of course I'm okay. Do you have any idea how warm this suit is? It keeps the heat in like nobody's business.
How come you're trembling then?
Oh, that? Well, it's because I raised my temperature sensitivity to the max. Maintaining one's body temperature is crucial for survival in snowy environments. Sure, I could get around that by decreasing my sensitivity. But what a cop-out that would be. Where's the fun in that? You can stop giving me the stink eye. This isn't just about me, you know. By doing this, I can also get a better sense of how you're feeling out here in the cold. So just put your trust in me and fall. Achoo! Sorry, what was I saying?
So she's also a scatterbrain, huh? I've met my own kind.
Fine, fine. You don't have to tell me. I'll decrease my sensitivity, okay?
Good idea. A few hours later, This is where the last signal from the stranded Nikkes was detected. Their company consisted of 6 people. There should be traces of their camper food that they left behind. Let's split up, search your surroundings, and share anything that you find.
Yes, Queen. Oh, sure thing. I'm Ludmila. What about Survivalist and me?
Alright. Both of you have had a tough go of it. Try to keep up with us. Why don't you sit tight and take a rest until we're finished with our search?
Eh? I feel like I'm getting brushed off here.
Not at all. You have the most important responsibility of all. You must ensure that Servant remains in good health and that he returns safely. How would you say Servant is faring at the moment? Tove comes over and touches my head.
Oh no. Your hand is freezing.
I'm okay.
The heck you are. If you don't warm up your hands pronto, you could end up getting frostbite and I'll have to amputate them.
Oh, Jesus.
Amputate them. Dang it, I knew I shouldn't have lowered my temperature sensitivity so much.
Well, I can see that you have your hands full. I'll proceed with my search and leave Servant to you. Yo, Tove, you want to open up your suit a little bit so I can put my hands inside and warm them up? Hint, hint. Ludmila, leave to continue the search, the area.
Sure thing, you can trust me.
As Tove cradles both of my hands in hers, I can feel a warming sensation.
Wait here just a moment. I'll make us a nice warm fire. First, I've got to gather some dried branches or bundles of dried up grass for kindling.
Isn't setting up a fire a bad idea, seeing as how, that could attract raptures?
Then I've got to find something that I could use as flint. Let's see. Found it.
Tove picks up a piece of rock from a dried riverbed.
Take a good look at this rock here. You see that slightly red hue? That means it's been iron oxidation. If you've got that, you can use any type of metal object that's lying around. Like this pipe here. You take that, create some friction. Then you won't even need a lighter to make fire.
Yeah, you sure about that, Tove?
What gives? Why isn't anything happening? In all the videos I saw, they just did this a couple of times and they had a blazing fire in no time.
You sure what everything in video is true, right? No one lied for views? No one was, exaggerating, making it look easier than it actually was?
What in the world? Survivalist?
Here, let me try. After about 10 or so strikes, I managed to catch a spark.
Uh-huh. So this really does work. Fascinating. However, that's not what I meant.
So you were starting to believe it wasn't gonna work, huh? What happened to all your training?
It's just that there's a slight difference between reading about something and actually doing it.
Uh-huh. Are you sure you're a survival expert?
Of course. I wasn't assigned to the northern base for nothing.
Just watching that video over and over again doesn't necessarily make you an expert. You know that, right?
Sure, this may not have exactly been my finest hour. But your true survival skills shine when you successfully rescue those who are in need. This casts aside my doubts lingering in your mind. And I promise that I'll show you what I'm made of in due time. Anywho, we better move this spark over to the kindling. This position right here should be perfect. Everywhere else seems to be too damp. even if you manage to gather dry kindling. Your fire won't go anywhere if the ground is too wet.
Tove moves the spark over to the kindling.
How is it? You feeling any warmer?
A little bit, yeah.
Good. I was all worried about nothing. Turns out this is where my skills truly lie.
I think we've searched enough. Everyone report on your findings.
I found a necklace that one of the princesses was wearing.
Alice extends 2 frozen dog tags. These production numbers line up with the missing mass-produced Nikkes. Alice, where did you find this?
Right there, below that big bridge.
The ancient-looking one. It seems they camped below it and used it as a roof. Excellent work, Alice.
My pleasure, Queen. Oh, my turn. I started from the camping site that Alice found, and followed the footprints, much like I would track a polar bear.
What footprints? Wouldn't they all be covered in snow by now?
Not entirely. There were still some shallow divots that I could make out. Analyzing those is my specialty. Anyway, judging from the footprints that I found, all 6 of them were heading towards the dense pine forest.
That's the path towards Glitter Mountain, isn't it? Why would they go in that direction? Not sure yet. It could be related to the mission they were on. Or they could have been fleeing raptures that were in pursuit. Either way, it's clear which path we have to take from here. Well done, Neve.
Don't mention it. So, is it my turn now?
Do you have something to report?
Yes, I started a fire. I'm totally a specialist. Not really.
She helped warm me up. She also taught me how to make a fire in a damp area.
Oh right, I did. I also vowed to impress him and show my real survivalist side going forward.
Okay, very nice. I'm looking forward to seeing that side of you as well. Alright, let's move out before it gets dark. Roger.
Our radio is picking up some kind of signal.
From which direction? Neve rotates the radio's antenna in various directions.
8 o'clock from the mountain ridge. Judging by how weak the signal is, I see it's coming from a fair distance away.
What's the possibility that the signal is coming from the missing Nikkes?
I'd say darn near a certainty. If there had been any other squad dispatched up north, the Ark would have notified us of it when they sent in an extraction request.
Then let's hurry and move. No. There's a deep valley that way. There's a steep downhill curve up ahead. If we rush headlong into it, there could be a serious accident.
Can't we just use it like a big slide?
If it were just us, we could. However, Servant is bound to get injured trying to such a maneuver. But I could sit on top of Tove and she can slide down.
Then let's make a sled and have Rabbity ride on it.
And how? I mean, Tove knows how to make a sled. Though she did say she knew how to kindle stuff as well, make a fire.
I mean, it kind of worked out, so this might.
Pray tell, do you intend on making a sled here of all places with no materials?
I can do it. I can make a sled, no problem. We'll scrounge up the sturdiest wood we can find to make a frame, and attach some animal hide to it. With my know-how, I should be able to find an animal, no problem. We'll also have the help of Neve, who is an animal expert. Give me 1 hour and I'll have something workable. 1 hour, that's all I ask. I may be green, but I'm still a member of Unlimited. This is my time to shine. I can feel it. On top of that, those lost Nikkes are waiting for us and things may be getting desperate. Trust me, it pains me to delay their rescue even for a single hour.
Fine. I understand you've spent a lot of time researching this sort of thing. You seem confident, so knock yourself out.
Really? It's okay. I'll give it everything I've got. I'll whip up a warp speed sled that'll get us where we need to go in no time. Can you help me out, Nikke? How? The main thing is that we've got to find a suitable animal height to stretch over the sled, then...
The excitable Tove drags Nikke along and into the forest.
Hey, I want to come too. I want to see how you make the sled.
Alice sprints after Tove. They're all in high spirits. High morale is a good thing. Even better if it translates into good results. It should be fine. She said she'd give it her all. Whatever the result, it'll be a valuable learning experience for them all. It's nice of you to say that. They're counting on me to believe in them. A moment later.
Ta-da! My super-duper survival sled is now complete. It's a true wilderness sled made of wood and fresh reindeer hide. With this, we can go down any slope with ease. Unfortunately, we didn't have a whole lot of hide to go around, so we could only make one. Sorry about that.
It's okay. Servant can use the sled, the rest of us will have another way to get down. More importantly, have you taken this sled for a test drive of any kind?
No, not yet.
Why don't you go and try it out on a small hill then?
Good idea. If we want to ensure his safety, we have to be thorough. How about a survivalist? I made it so that one human and one Nikke can get on. First things first, I want to check if I can handle the weight.
Okay. I sit behind Tove, who seems filled with determination.
Oh. The inaugural ride of the first sled I've ever made. This is quite an experience.
Considering this is the first sled you've ever made, the quality is not too bad. I'd rather you not emphasize this as how all brand new to you.
It's what I thought too. I've been dying to do stuff like this for ages. That's why I read all those books, more than I can count. Oh. You ready to do this thing?
Are there not any safety measures?
Of course there are. First off, you've got your safety belt here.
Tove tugs on the strap fixed to the sled and secures it around us.
Then you've got the backup safety belt.
Which is holding onto you, right? Tove takes my hand and firmly fastens it around her waist. I knew it.
Me. Just hold on tight. And I'll do everything I can to make sure you're safe, okay? Just don't let go.
Oh, I would never let go of you. I won't.
Good answer. Alright then. Off we go.
Don't forget about the tent that, needs to be pitched on the sled as well. That tent is definitely a crucial thing that's most likely going to happen on that sled. Tove gives a push and the sled tilts over the top of the hill and begins to slide downward.
Whoa.
Gah. Something doesn't feel right. Why aren't you stopping?
I don't know. It just looks like a tiny slope from the top. But I don't see a landing spot anymore. And the sled,
Oh no. Oh my butt.
Hold up. Do you see that behind us? Looks like a snowstorm is brewing. And it's coming right for us.
Oh god. That's an avalanche.
I've got to turn.
Desperately attempting to outflee the encroaching avalanche, we become one with the sled and slide down the steep hill.
Are you okay? I didn't lose you, did I?
I'm alive, but barely.
Well, that's good. We've got to get out of here. If we stay where we are, there might be a second avalanche.
I can't move my leg.
Don't worry.
Tove releases the strap securing her to the sled.
I'll pull you to safety. Sled and all.
The moment we get off the slope, another avalanche occurs. The entire slope is consumed in a mountain of snow. There's no way we can go back the way we came.
Uh-oh. What should we do? We're so screwed.
Calm down, we've still got our phones.
Oh, right. I totally forgot. Thank goodness for modern technology.
Yes, but is there a signal?
You can call from just about anywhere, so it's nearly impossible to get stranded.
Tove takes out her phone and starts dialing.
Uh-oh. No signal.
So much for modern technology, right? Let me check. I take out my own phone and check for reception. Tove, what is the alpha particle concentration here?
I don't have any measuring instruments, so I'm not sure. But I doubt the alpha particles are the problem. Alpha particles tend to be scarce up north. Then again, in remote mountainous areas like this, there are times when the signal is unable to go through.
Then we can't rely on contacting any outside help via phone. What about a flare?
I gave mine to Nikke. I thought about bringing one, but my luggage was too heavy as is. I figured if we needed to, we could just build a fire beacon.
Then let's do that.
Okay. Let's see. What can we use as a flint here? I'm not seeing anything. No worries, I can just use the spare battery and wires I've got to my pack. Where'd they go? Oh geez, we are so screwed.
Come on, Tove, keep it together. You're a survival expert, remember?
You still have that much confidence in me. You're a really nice person.
You just don't get discouraged and keep your head in the game. Where do they usually start on the shows that you've watched?
Usually they'll have the host pretend that they're stranded somewhere. And reaching a road, village, or some other place with traces of civilization is the goal. Actually, when you think about it, it's not too different from our current situation.
Yes, very similar. So you see, we can make it out of here.
I think you're right. We can think about it as us being two survival show TV hosts who have just parachuted out of a helicopter.
Yes, that's it.
It's hard to explain, but I feel somehow reinvigorated. I'm not exactly sure how, but I think we're gonna survive this. The important thing is strong mental resilience and perseverance.
And an empty stomach currently.
And keeping ourselves properly fed. Let's go. I'll find something to get you fueled up.
I'd be most grateful if you could.
When you're out in the cold, food is key to survival.
Tove trudges through the snow toward the nearest tree.
For example, this tree here is a species that only grows in extreme cold. But it's rich in nutrients and moisture, so...
Tove produces a knife from her jacket pocket and starts stripping off some of the bark.
It serves as a shelter for numerous small critters. If we're lucky, we'll rustle up a squirrel or a bird. We could also turn up some beetles, ants, and other excellent sources of protein.
Oh god, eating an ant? And a beetle? Oh boy. I might feel a little bad eating a squirrel or a bird. Uh-huh. Neither of these options I would prefer.
It's sad, but if we want to survive out here in this wilderness, it's something we have to do. There's no room for mercy in this unforgiving environment.
Tov continues to strip off the bark with her knife.
Let's see. I think something's coming out now. Did you see that? Something just whizzed past.
Is it a worm?
No way. A worm wouldn't be living that deep inside a tree. Besides, it wouldn't be that fast. Gah! It's a centipede. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh! It's a centipede! Let's look at all those legs. There's gotta be over 100 of them.
Hold still, I'll try to smack it and catch it. When are we supposed to eat whatever came out?
No, don't. It could be dangerous. It could bite you and kill you.
I pick up a sturdy-looking stick lying on the ground and give the centipede a good whack. Tov clings tightly to my body. Yes, please, do that more.
Is it dead? Are you sure you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Are you sure? It looks like it's still moving.
Don't worry, it's not going anywhere.
Okay.
Well, you gonna eat it? Any chance you could come down now? You're kinda heavy.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize. I was too busy thinking about that centipede.
Wait, she's come down now. Did she climb on top of us?
All I wanted was to get away from it and climb up to a safe place. Turns out you were the closest thing available to climb. Sorry.
Wait, she climbed onto us. I'm all for it. Albeit she's currently in her, heavier body form, but yeah. Still all good.
Can we stay like this for just a little while longer, though?
Stay as long as you want.
I'm still a bit uneasy. It's my first time seeing a centipede in person.
Fine. A moment later.
Oh, I wasn't myself back there. I don't usually get startled like that. I didn't realize we'd be up against such a formidable foe like a centipede.
You seem to have pulled yourself together admirably.
Yes, well, I got startled, but I guess it wasn't that bad. You don't have to worry about me too much. In a way, though, there's a silver lining to all of this. Amidst all the chaos, I did manage to scrounge up a decent energy source.
Tove pulls out something from her pocket, which wriggles in her hand.
This is a juvenile northern longhorn moth.
A moth?
As you can see, it's nice and plump and delicious, I mean. Like most insects, this little fella is packed full of protein. Well, bon appetit.
Tove motions to shove the wriggling larva into her mouth, but stops short. You can't do it, can you? Something wrong?
I was just thinking. Since it's a delicacy and all, how's about you have it instead? It's only fair that you get to try it first.
Yeah, gee, thanks.
After all, I'm a Nikke and you're a human. You need the nutrients way more than I do.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Just admit it, you don't want to eat it.
That's not true. Not one bit. I'm doing it out of pure generosity, honestly.
Tove pinches the larva between two fingers and plops it into my hand. Chew it and swallow it whole. Oh god, I don't like either of these, man. I don't like the idea of crunching it, and I don't like the idea of swallowing it whole, but hey, you know what? Let's swallow that sucker whole.
How'd it taste?
Oh god. Surprisingly tasty, kinda nutty. It burst when I bit down. I didn't bite, so this one would be a lie, so, yeah.
Well, really?
Tove, you've got to eat one too.
Look, I'm sorry that I tried to trick you into eating them all. My bad. I know how desperate our situation is. It's just that I thought I'd be mentally prepared after watching all those videos and reading all those books.
Reading doesn't have anything to do with it. Unless you have actual experience with doing it, reading doesn't really help much.
I figured I'd be able to close my eyes and pop these down the hatch. But now that they're here in front of me, I don't think I can do it. It's already getting dark. I can feel the temperature dropping by the second. We haven't found any proper food sources yet, and we don't have a fire either. First things first, I think we should hide from the wind.
I was thinking the same.
Is there anywhere we can use as shelter? Yeesh, there's really nothing. We're in the middle of a field. However, where there's a will, there's a way. We can dig a makeshift cave in the snow. Oh, like how when polar bears hibernate. The only problem is that we don't have anything to use as a shovel.
Tove takes out her gun and turns on the safety.
This should do the trick. So long as it doesn't accidentally fire.
Anything I can do to help?
Could you maybe find a decent stick and help me dig?
Alright. I trudge across the snow and pick out a stick that seems fairly sturdy.
That should do it. Let's find a good place to dig. This may sound obvious, but it'd be better if we could dig into a slope rather than flat ground. Let me check which direction the wind is blowing. This spot seems ideal. I don't think we'll get as much wind here. Yeah.
Tove starts using her gun to dig. Alright, let's do it.
Survivalist. I'll dig a hollow where we can both lie down. Can you dig an opening below that? Think of it as the lower part of a bunk bed. I read this in an old book once. Apparently, when you dig out the lower part as well, the cool air goes down. It causes the warmer air to circulate upwards.
Sure thing. Just as the wind starts to pick up, we finish digging a hollow just big enough for the both of us to lie down and sleep.
We finally did it. Let's huddle in here to get away from this darn wind. A rescue team or some errant raptors might come by, so I'll stay up and keep watch. For the sake of your health, you should get some sleep.
Wouldn't it be better if we take turns?
No. I'll do it. I've got to live up to my role as a proud member of Unlimited. Exploring the unfamiliar and rescuing those stranded is my job. That's what I'm meant to do.
And yet you can't eat bugs for survival, huh? For shame.
Yes, I may have shown you a side of me that I'm not proud of. But I still believe my determination is second to none. So trust me when I say you can depend on me now. Besides, I feel better knowing that I'm doing something.
If you say so, then okay.
Rest well. If you're cold, you can scoot closer to me.
Okay. I pat Tove on the shoulder as she flashes an amorous wink.
Oosh. It's nice to be out of there. I thought we were gonna be buried alive under all that snow. Anyway, what a lovely morning. You okay, survivalist?
It's freezing out here.
What? Don't tell me that you've got hypothermia. I stuck close to you all night so that I could share my body temperature.
And thanks to you, I'm at least not sicker than I apparently already am.
Wait just a moment. Let me give you a once-over.
Tove places her hand on my forehead to check my temperature.
Oh, that's a relief. All you've got is a small cold. Don't scare me like that. I was really thinking the worst. I thought for sure that you had hypothermia.
We better act quick, or otherwise that is going to be the case.
Point taken. If we can find a cave or building where we can at least warm up, then we'd be able to continue moving after you've recovered. What the?
What's wrong?
Can't you see? Over there. It's faint, but there's a light on the mountain. If it's bright enough to notice even in the daytime, it might be a street light in front of a building.
A building in a remote area like this? A working street light in this day and age?
You see some every once in a while. Sure, the prospect of providing electricity all the way up here is tough, but you can just set up some solar panels. Not only that, but unless I'm mistaken, that's the location we were told about during our mission briefing. Wait. No, it couldn't be. Could the Nikkes we're looking for be in there?
That is certainly a distinct possibility.
No way. Things are suddenly lurking up. We should be able to reach there in a half a day. We can check if there are any survivors staying there. And we can warm you up while we're at it.
True, true. We should get a move on while I still have the energy.
It sounds like you're getting worse. What was it that people always say in moments like these?
Strip your clothes down and, hug each other? For warmth?
No matter how tired you feel,
don't close your eyes. Exactly, don't close your eyes and try to go to sleep. If you do, you'll die. I'm not dead just yet. I'm fine, it's just a cold.
You say that, but you don't look so good.
Tove walks in front of me and sits down.
Here, let me carry you. You've got a fair distance to cover until we get to that building. If you hang on to my back, I'll be able to warm you up somewhat.
Without rebuffing her any further, I get on Tove's back. Sorry.
It's okay. I relied on you way more than I would have liked. So now it's my turn to step up. I know I talk a big game, but I promise to keep you alive and I intend to keep that promise. So don't you give up on me. The most important thing when it comes to survival is never giving up. You hear me?
I hear you.
Once we pass its hill, we should reach the place where we saw that streetlight. There's a high chance we'll run into those missing Nikkes. They'll be the first people that I've ever rescued. But before we head out with our survivors in tow, I'll have to ask them for some heat packs or warm water, something to get you warmed up. Oh, here we are.
Tove, exhausted from the climb, slumps down in the snow.
I think we're in the right place, though. There, you see the sign on that building? Mountain Rescue Base. I think that's where the survivors could be camping out.
I see.
How come your voice is so weak? Let's hurry and get inside to warm you up.
A moment later, Mountain Rescue Base.
Is anyone here? I'm Toe from the Unlimited Squad. We came looking for a missing Nikke squad. Could anyone help us?
No signs of life.
You're right about that. Maybe they're all taking a nap. Let's take a look further inside.
Carrying me on her back, Tove takes a few more steps. Is that a radio?
Ah, I think I know what this is. This must be the radio that sent the distress signal. That would mean the owners of this radio have to be around here somewhere.
12 inches closer to the door where the sound is coming from.
Should we open it?
Do it.
Oh my gosh.
From the small gap of the open door, I can make out a Nikke that has suffered severe damage to her core, and another two with similar injuries. To the side, there are 3 round-shaped mechanical devices, inside of which appears to be encased something fragile.
I think these are the ones we're looking for. They're in pretty rough shape.
I approach the heavily damaged Nikkes to assess their condition. They're still breathing.
Yes, but given the extent of this damage, they won't be alive for long unless we do something.
What do we need to do?
Given their current state, their bodies will soon be unable to supply oxygen to the brain. Before that happens, we need to remove their brains and place them in a protective device. Something we call a brain shelter.
I turn around to see where the beeping sound is coming from. There is a red light flashing on each of the neatly arranged mechanical devices.
Which is exactly what those are. However, it looks like their battery level is awfully low. On top of that, they each already have a brain inside of them. That tells me that whoever these brains originally belonged to are in dire shape. Aw man, what do we do?
Just calm down. You're the only expert in this situation. You're the only one that they can rely on right now.
I know that, but I'm not skilled enough to perform emergency treatment on someone who suffered such extensive damage. All I have is basic survival knowledge. The only thing I can do for them is gather whatever materials I can find nearby and create some kind of distress signal. Then the rest of Unlimited will come and do what's necessary. Wait a sec.
Apparently there is something that you can do for them.
I guess so. Hold on just a minute. I'm a survival expert. Dang it. I will save these people. Okay, let's go. It's sink or swim. Whether it's a beacon fire or something else, we've gotta get it burning nice and bright, so that everyone here can be rescued in time. The sheer vastness of Glitter Mountain is mind-boggling. If we want anyone to see our signal, we'll have to make the fire as big as possible with a whole lot of smoke. The best type of wood for that would be pine. The resin is highly flammable and it has a tendency to burn exceedingly well. Fortunately, there are plenty of pine trees around here, so we'll be able to secure what we need quickly enough.
A moment later, Tove holds in several pine trees that she has cut down.
Check it out. I cut down the biggest, sturdiest looking trees that I could find.
As Tove drops down the felled pine trees, a plump caterpillar lands atop Tove's arm.
Get it off.
Wait a sec.
No, on second thought, don't. All bugs are good sources of protein. I can handle this. Disgusting. Next, we need a shield of some kind to protect the fire beacon from the wind and snow. By the same token, we don't want to diminish the visibility of our fire, so we'll need to use material that's both transparent and heat resistant.
Tove heads into the mountain rescue base. A moment later, she returns with some torn off sheets of plastic and a bundle of wires. What are you going to do with that?
You'll see. If we take the plastic sheets like so, and secure them on top of the wood using this wire. Oh, what the heck? Why isn't it securing in place?
Give it a try. Give it here, I'll try.
No, I can't have you doing this when you're sick. I'll figure it out. Ta-da! The shield is now complete. It may not be much to look at, But as long as it does its job, then it doesn't matter. All that's left to do is come up with something that will make our distress signal really pop.
Tov heads back inside the building and returns with 3 old firearms. Where'd you get those?
Oh, these aren't mine. They're from the other Nikkes. They're all busted, so they can't be fired. I'm only using them for the gunpowder that's inside.
Tov removes the magazines from each of the weapons, then shakes out all of the bullets.
I had what I think may have been a stroke of genius. I'm gonna use the gunpowder that's in these bullets to amplify our distress signal. I understand there's inherently a bit of risk in doing that, but it should create a mini explosion that'll shoot up at least a few meters high.
Tov just starts to dismantle the bullets with a portable tool.
This isn't exactly going as planned. I've got to be careful with them so I can't brute force them open.
Should I do it?
No. You and those other Nikkes are depending on me. It's time for me to step up to the plate. I've got to do this on my own, even if it is hard. Yahoo! It worked! Did you see that?
I give Tov a reassuring pat on the shoulder. A moment later, Tov holds the unignited fuses in each hand and stands against the raging wind.
Do you see that frame over there? The one that's about to collapse? I'm willing to bet that he used to be an observation tower. That's why it's so tall. I'm gonna scurry up there and ignite these 2 fuses. Hopefully, then the rest of the Limited will be able to see our signal, regardless of wherever they are in the Glitter Mountain.
Are you sure you'll be okay doing this alone?
Survivalist, please. You've asked me that a million times already.
You don't even have any flint. How do you plan on igniting it?
I won't need any flint because I've got this.
Tov pulls out an old lighter from her pocket.
Uh-huh. I found it in one of the garbage cans inside the rescue base. It may not exactly count as a primitive tool, but improvisation is an integral part of survival.
Uh-huh. Then I guess preparations are complete.
My thoughts exactly. Let's do this.
Tov begins to clamber up the old lookout tower. Some time later, Tov stands atop the viewing platform, the biting winds beating against her. After releasing the fuses strapped to her back, she carefully holds the cloth wrapped around the top and prepares to ignite it. She attempts to strike a spark using the lighter, but the sheer force of the winds is making it difficult. She drops to her knees, places one of the fuses down, and then uses one hand to block the wind, resulting in her successfully igniting one of the fuses.
Yikes.
The instant the flame makes contact with the gunpowder, an incendiary projectile launches skyward, having nearly singed her eyebrows with the first fuse. Tov keeps her arms carefully outstretched and away from her body when lighting the second fuse. Another fireball furls up into the air as big as Titan. The flames first consume the cloth wrapped around the tip, then start consuming the stick itself, melting the hide wrapped around it.
Ow, hot, hot!
If she drops it now, will it be too soon? Her hand has clearly been burned along with her wrist, and now the melting flare has trickled past her elbow and onto the rest of her arm. The searing pain is beyond what can be curbed by her temperature sensor. The heat is too much to handle. Tov is screaming with pain. Any reasonable person would have dropped the flare long ago. But
no, I can't. I said that I would protect them. I promised. I can't come this far just to give up.
Dove holds her left arm up high, the rising flames now ravaging her own arm. She starts waving her arm slowly, creating a beacon fire that can be seen from afar. And the fire begins to spread to her right arm.
It's okay. I can do it. I can withstand this.
Amidst the raging northern snow and wind, the light burns brighter, announcing to all who see it that the flickering flames of lives there are about to be snuffed out. Dove's a badass. I like it.
Queen, look over there. What a beautiful flame, and so bright.
That flame is coming from...
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I believe so. Find us the shortest route possible, proceed at max speed. They're calling for our aid, and it's our duty to respond in kind and with the utmost haste. Off in the distance, a snowstorm can be seen gathering. Oh no. Dove, we're in trouble.
Survivalist, can you hear me?
You need to take cover. A snowstorm is heading straight for us.
That's no snowstorm. We did it. They've come for us.
What? Wait, are they running at such Mach speed that it looks like it's an avalanche, but it's actually just them running? Amongst a wall of white that I thought was an encroaching snowstorm, several Nikkes suddenly be seen sliding down the slope, or just sliding in general, as if they were skiing. The rescuers Tov had desperately called for have finally come for us. Jesus, that's so bright. I don't need the flashbang, man. Unlimited. What a warm welcome. I say that's made sliding down this slope without any equipment worth it.
Oh, I guess, but it was still a long way down. If I had tied a rope to my body and rappelled down, it would have been faster. Or we could have used a rabbit hole to warp down. You all came. You actually came.
Dove descends from the lookout and embraces Ludmila. You performed admirably, Tov. Thank you for calling this place to our attention. But what happened to your arms?
Oh, this? Nothing major. I was holding the signal flares I'd made and got a bit carried away. Oh, that stings.
You were reckless. Your arms are torched.
I'm sorry. I was just so desperate, and this was the only thing I could think of. But it worked, didn't it? So I have no regrets. This way more lives will be saved. At least of all the survivalists. For me, that makes it all worthwhile.
Well then, it's up to us to ensure your sacrifice wasn't made in vain. Let's head inside, we've got no time to waste. A moment later, inside the mountain rescue base. 3 critically injured, 3 with only their brains preserved. Alice.
Yes?
Inspect the damaged Nikkes. Check on the princesses who are sleeping. The wounds inflicted by the Queen of Hearts will be deep, so we must ensure we take all necessary precautions before transporting them to the castle.
Yes, Queen.
In Neve.
Yes?
The brain shelter seems to be low on power. Switch to backup power and prepare to transport it back to base.
Oh, roger that. What about me?
You should take care of those injuries you've sustained. Our rescue effort has only just begun. What do you mean? First off, we will file a request with the Big 3 for new bodies. Each and every one of these Nikkes will be requiring new replacements. We can't afford to dilly-dally in getting these ladies back to the Ark. The problem, however, is what comes after we get them back. You of all people know what kind of place the Ark is. A concrete jungle where humanity is lost. In the pursuit of ever greater efficiency. None of the big three will want to bother with replacing the bodies of mass-produced Nikkes. But that doesn't mean that we should throw up our hands and give up hope. Many Nikkes, ourselves included, have ventured out into these extreme conditions, all in the name of ensuring humanity can live on. We can't let these Nikkes die a meaningless death out here without a chance to live on themselves. That's why we're exhausting every last option at our disposal. For those with severe injuries, we will transplant spare parts from the same model. In this situation, the only viable transplants would be arms and legs. Appendages are fairly disconnected from the central nervous system. Even then, their bodies may reject the new parts. They may feel as if a foreign object has been stuck to their body, and this could result in a mental breakdown. However, if it means that there is a chance that they will survive, no matter how small, we have to try. Sounds like there will be a tough journey ahead. It will. But if we were to give up now, we would be doing a disservice to the sacrifices these Nikkes have made for us. Ludmilla stares at the rescue operation site. There were 6 members in the squad in total. Now we have 3 grievously injured Nikkes and 3 with their brains inside the brain shelter. That tells me that each of them took care of their comrades as they fell one by one. They held on until their own body broke down, and they struggled all the way into this building. Still, seeing all that they've managed to achieve, witnessing their noble struggle to remain alive, their desperate struggle for survival, it's overwhelming. A feeling that you can't put into words. What do you think, Tove? Do you think you're cut out for this business?
Hi.
Dude, Shift Up really loves their cliffhangers, don't they? That was the end of the event. This is the epilogue. Like, what the heck, man? Sometime later, Northern Base.
Survivalist, do you think we can really save them? Alice has been working around the clock, but she's been unable to repair their lower bodies. We're going to have to use spare parts from the base.
I know, I've been watching.
I'm worried sick. Alice and I have been taking care of them these past few days, but I don't know if it's enough. Maybe we've missed something.
Neve walks out of the preservation room.
If you're that worried, why don't you go and see for yourself? Ludmilla is there, helping them with rehabilitation. Is it okay if we go inside? Sure, why not? You have been busting your humps taking care of them. Why shouldn't you be able to see the fruits of your labor? Okay.
Tove nervously grabs onto my sleeve.
Is there any chance you could come with me? I'm really nervous.
I hold Tove's hand and we walk in together. Beyond the door is a room filled with capsules.
Sorry to bother you, but I came to check on them and see how they're doing. Can we go inside?
Of course, come right in. You came at just the right time.
Hello?
Nikke limps towards us, propped against Ludmilla's side.
You can walk now. Have there been no issues with their mental state?
Not yet, no. Time will tell. Their mental status is still fairly unstable. Given all that's transpired, it's still possible for trauma to develop, and there are also symptoms of aphasia. But she is alive, that's enough. As long as she's alive, there's always the chance for improvement.
Tove. That's right, I'm Tove. When you were still in the capsule, Alex and I looked after you. Thank you. Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you for getting better. For surviving. But can I ask you one last favor? Keep fighting. Get better and return home safely. I can't think of anything else I'd want more of.
Tove's shoulders begin to tremble. I reach out and pat her gently on the back. We can only hope that those she has saved will make the most of their new lease on life. Unlike the first time we met, she is now a full-fledged and proud member of Unlimited. May she continue to rescue countless others in the future so that she can re-experience the joy that she's felt today. Well, that was fun. Getting to see Tove actually be a badass in the end, you know. Pretty nice. Also funny the fact that she tried to get us to eat bugs and she won't do it. But hey, she did touch a caterpillar in the end, so that's progress. I enjoyed the event. It makes me more happy now that I actually, you know, got Tove in my first 10 shot. I like her character, she's fun. It's very nice. What's not very nice is the fact that if they do, in fact, do a rerun of, you know, Winter Rupee, I kind of want to try to do one 10-shot for her. At the same time, it's just going to be a disappointment again. Like, anyone remember I pulled for Christmas Rupee? And I didn't get her. But then I did, what was it? The Tetra mold? And then I got her from that? Regular Rupee from that? Like, seriously? Wouldn't give me the Christmas one, but it gives me the regular Rupee. Oh boy.
依頼完了.
But yeah, so next episode is gonna be Tove's bond. Tove? I think it's Tove, but it could be Tove. Either way, do her bond, then Neve. Oh, no. I remember now what I was gonna do. I was gonna do Neve first, because I feel bad at the fact that I forgot that she was part of Unlimited. I did Alice, literally because she was one of the ones that people were voting for as their favorite Nikke. So I figured, you know what, let's do hers. And then because Ludmilla was part of her squad, I did her. I completely forgot that Neve was part of her squad. I feel bad, so she's gonna be next. Then Tove. Then we'll do the Christmas event, the first one. Re-enjoy that, this time with, you know, actual voice acting instead of me doing terrible voices for the characters as I always tend to do. And yeah. Then we can have fun after that with the next Christmas event that's coming out. All the while trying to save for whatever unit is gonna be out for New Year's. All I know is that I spent everything I had, literally, for Red Hood. I have nothing to spare for anyone. I'm gonna do one Christmas Rupee if she does come back for a rerun. 10 shot. Maybe 2. And then I guess I'm just not gonna get the New Year's character. I really honestly guess I'm just not gonna get that character. And it's very, very sad to me. Either way, how many gems do we have for that? Because technically the Christmas event should give us 10. Christmas event should give us 10. A lone survivor. 5,632. Each one's 3,000. I really wish they would lower the gems required for a 10 shot, but I know they're not going to. So I have 20. So that's enough for 2 10 shots, so I can keep saving my gems. For New Year's, I am not pulling on Christmas, Ludmilla. As I say, I might do 110 shots. Micah. It was Micah, right? That's getting an SSR variant in summer? I mean, Christmas? Yeah, Snow Buddy Micah. So it's Micah and Christmas Ludmilla. And apparently Queen's Order is coming to the archive as well. So Rosanna's event is coming back on the archive. Alright. That's interesting to know. So sad that her event is coming out on the archive and yet I still don't have her. It's so sad. Wish list. Kitty and Rosanna are the only two I don't have. So you know what? 110 shot to end off the event. Can we get one of the two? Dang it! Didn't go gold. No! Oh, hey, we got Micah early. Okay. We got Micah. We don't need to pull for her, you guys. It's interesting, though, that they're making one of the SRs now a SSR. Pretty interesting. Now she's getting an SSR variant. So yeah, I'm gonna go do the rest of my dailies now. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next one, which will be Neve's Bond, then Tove, then the first Christmas event, fully voiced this time, apparently, I've heard. I think it's fully voiced. I don't know why I'm second guessing myself. I know it's fully voiced. I've literally clicked on it. I've heard Anderson speak. Okay, but yeah, I was literally second guessing myself. I literally just went and looked. Yes, I heard Anderson speak. It's fully voiced. So, we can have fun with that. And then after that, again, I believe it should be the next Christmas event, maybe? Because by then it should be out. Well, no, no, never mind. I don't do the events till, you know, hard mode and the epilogue's out. For the... And since it's a fully voiced one, I think I heard that event is fully voiced. I don't know why I keep going to settings when I want to look at the notices. I'd heard would be an ordinary recruit. Ludmilla Winter Owner. 4% Micah Snow Buddy. Wait, supporter. Iron. SMG. Oh wait, she's no longer a rocket launcher. Okay. Ludmilla, what's your weapon? Oh, a minigun. Machine gun. 1 and 2. Oh, okay. I mean, an SSR that went from a shotgun to a machine gun, minigun, was Neon. And her damage did not... She wasn't really great. I'm hoping Ludmilla is decent. She's no longer a tanking unit. So maybe this one would be more useful to me. Sadly, her regular form isn't. So Micah Snow Buddy, the return of the SSR Ruby and On can be recruited again in limited time recruitment alongside Ludmilla and Micah. Oh, so you get to choose between which ones you want to summon for? That's interesting. What would be even more interesting is if after the event is over, Ludmilla, Rupee and On become a permanent unit in the gacha. I would love if they did that. Then I would definitely be able to get them eventually. 4% chance. You can exchange Special update after the limited recruitment and Drippy Winter will not be available in. You son of a. Why? Why? Are you gonna keep bringing them back for every Christmas event? Because one time, if they are gone permanently, people who don't have them Core 7 will not be able to get them Core 7. People who don't have them at all will never be able to get them. So you're gonna at least keep bringing them back for Christmas, right? Will not be available in ordinary recruit. I hate this so much. Just let us have the... Oh my god, I think I'm spending money. I think I'm literally gonna spend money. Special costume blonde white rabbito. A rabbit that arrives at the hot spring to deliver luck. Dude, if they made it to where she was only wearing a towel, I would literally spend money. I would spend 30 or 40 bucks. I'm that down bad for blonde, I would. I do not care. I doubt they would actually do a towel. An onsen, I mean, the outfit might be similar to Noir's. Look, Noir's outfit is hot. But I was wondering, I didn't like the fact that they weren't possibly gonna do Blonde's outfit, but hey, they put her on the special pass, which means we get special summon vouchers, tickets, whatever the heck they're called, I keep forgetting. But yeah, Bunny Lucky Passer. You may check the new commodities and oh wait. Is Blonde's outfit currently in the data right now? I don't think it is, because last time I looked for Blonde, I did not see anything. White Rabbit. Wait, it just says special costume. So we don't technically know what it looks like? She arrived at the hot spring to deliver luck. If you want to deliver luck, just have her literally in a towel and I would be the happiest person in the world right now. From a blonde. I'm a blonde lover, not a noir lover. She's fine. I just prefer her sister over her. Though, I mean, both would be great. I'd love that, both. But yes, this makes me happy. At the fact that she's getting an outfit, not at the fact that I'm going to have to spend 20 for it. Neverland event. When does it end? The 28th. Alright. Hot spring's been discovered. Little did they know their journey leads them to Ludmila, the owner of the hot spring. Part 1 starts on the 7th, and Part 2 starts on the 14th. Oh, Part 3, a challenge. Wait, Part 3 challenge stage. Okay, so yeah, challenge. I don't know why it says Part 3. Challenge stages are at the beginning. A new animation has been added to the winter event. Clear this last stage, Neverland, Story 2, normal stage to unlock it. Winter, oh god, what's the minigame gonna be? The last one was annoying as hell. Literally, my arm was hurting for how much I was spamming my freaking keyboard, man. It was insane. I did it so many times to try to get a perfect score. 2 worn-out books have been discovered in the hot spring. Within the weathered pages lie old legends about the hot spring. Explore the hot spring and unravel the secrets of the legends. 14-day login. Get advanced recruit voucher. Okay, so yeah, it is advanced recruit voucher. On the 7th to the 28th. Full burst weekend. I like the sound of that. Queen's Order. Solo raid. Coordinated operation. Union raid. Bunny Lucky Passer. Okay, good. For a second, I thought that they were actually gonna do a, Look, I know I read Battle Pass. The Premium Pass. But I read the word Win Blonde's special costume. And for a quick second, that switched into my mind. Oh my god, they made her a costume gacha outfit. Thank god. It says when he meets the maximum level. The lucky pass after purchasing it. That almost gave me a heart attack. I don't want to spend another 60. The new characters package will be updated after the server. I don't care about that. Alright. Blonde's getting an outfit. That makes me happy. I just hope that it's as hot as Noir's outfit. Like this. This is very, very nice. Now, if they made Blonde's, you know, bunny girl outfit a reverse bunny girl outfit, I wouldn't complain. I would love that completely. But yes, they might do something similar to this effect with Blonde. I hope they show more with Blonde. That would be nice. So this is fine too. Now again, no, it's just the fact that they don't have their bunny ears anymore, which kind of ruins the whole bunny girl vibe. I mean, yes, I think that these are rabbits right here, but they're bunny girls, and yet they don't have their bunny ears in the outfit, which kind of disappoints me in a way. Because at that point, they're no longer technically bunny girls. They're just an extremely hot girl that is wearing an outfit that has bunnies on it. But currently, she's no longer the black rabbit. She has no ears. She's no longer a rabbit. So sad. But I still might get it. I do not know. Because again, Blonde and Noir are permanent party members on my team. Unless they make characters that are completely cracked and make me like them more than Blonde and Noir, I might as well just get their outfits. Blonde? Yep. We will not know what Blonde's outfit looks like. We will not know what her outfit looks like at all. See, look, they got the tail, the ears. Like, this is the what symbolizes a bunny girl, man. And they got rid of it for Noirs. I hope they keep it for Blondes. But then stark contrast of Blonde having it but not Noir is gonna kind of drive me insane a little bit. So yeah, either way, that's the updates of what's gonna be happening. So I'll see you guys later for when I probably get Blonde in Noir's outfit. Let's just be honest. I'll probably get them both when they're both unlocked. Or when I do my 110 shot and I can just show that. I'll do 110 shot for Christmas Rupee, Ludmilla, and call it a day. Oh my god. But yes, I like Blonde more than Noir. I've said it 9 million times already. I'll always say it. I prefer Blonde. But Noir is nice too. So yeah, either way, till then I will see you guys on Neve's Bond.